Well, after 27 years of doing an MBA, I just realized that I'm a very poor salesman. I tried to sell the idea to Professor Gupta just now that we are running a little behind the schedule and therefore my speech needs to be cancelled. And he said, "No, sir, you have to speak, sir." And I couldn't say no to that very nice voice of Pankaj Gupta. Respected members on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me take this opportunity to welcome every student here to SIBM Bangalore. Whoever has made it and is today a student at this prestigious institute, my heartiest congratulations to you. I had said this earlier and I reiterate it now, that if I had appeared for the exams this time, I possibly would not have made an MBA and I would not have been a postgraduate in management ever. Because the competition is so stiff and every one of you who has made it here deserves an applaud. Sheshan sir, I never ever thought 25 years ago or 27 years ago when I was graduating that I would ever share a dais with you. It's a real dream come true today. Thank you for the pleasure, sir. So, I'm not sure whether you remember, but I think it was in 2003 or 2004. You had a problem with the Airtel connection in Chennai. And you had asked somebody to come and meet you, and then I had a chat with you because you gave me a dressing down. Because that was not how customers are to be handled, and I agreed with him completely. And sir, that phone call got me even more focused on customers and helped me drive that organization to understand customer behavior. Thank you very much, sir. That one phone call changed a lot in my life. Thank you very much. Majumdar sir, you've always been a guide, philosopher, a guru to all of us. I still remember, it was once when I was in the second year MBA, and we had a rule in the hostel that we could not come back to the hostel beyond 11 p.m. And 11 p.m. I think is a great time, to come back. But I also met my better half in my college and my batchmate Anjali, who is my wife today. So I used to go to her home quite often because we were not as lucky as you to have a lovely mess and a gym and things like that. So I needed home food, and when Amma made food at home, it was great to go home and have food with Anjali and Amma. So I used to go home to have dinner. That night when I came back, it was 11:05. And unfortunately for me, Majumdar sir was at the gate. And he told me, "Jagdish, you are the president of the Students' Council. You cannot do this." But sir, you were absolutely right. In that small institute, we had some great professors. I consider myself very lucky because as a young student, we had case studies which were handled and explained to us over 3 hours by people whose names you only hear and read in the newspapers today. We had case studies handled by Mr. S.L. Kirloskar, who was no more with us, but this doyen of industry, he took case studies for us. Rahul Bajaj, Rohinton Aga, P.C. Narayan, who is right now with SIBM Bangalore, Gurumurthy, Colonel B.S.K.S. Chopra, and many others. You are absolutely right, sir. I think these were the people who shaped our careers, who shaped our lives, who shaped our characters. I think that was what we got at SIBM, a great input to which made us, I won't say perfect, but near about good citizens in this country. Professor Gupta talked of Vision 2035 and 2036. Ours was Vision 2007. That was when we met for our Silver Jubilee back in the institute in Pune. Colonel B.S.K. Chopra came and took a lecture for us. As students, we came back and sat in the classroom, and Colonel Chopra took this lecture for us and he spoke to us about democracy. And that evening, we all met. We were about 35 of us who had met that evening. And each one of us was speaking about his last 25 years. And I realized the batch of 82 was a batch of such beautiful people. Not to mention my beautiful wife also as part of that batch. But when we spoke of our success in the last 25 years, none of us spoke about whether we are CEOs or managing directors or executive directors. We spoke about various things. That's when I realized that success is not about what you have, whether it's a Mercedes car or a Maruti 800, but it's about what you have contributed. And then that's when I began to ask myself, and I asked myself, how do I spell success? Most of us spell success with 2 C's. I spell it with 5 C's. That's character, commitment, consistency, collaboration, communication. That's how we all spell success in SIBM. And I'm sure it's going to help all of you, because there are enough case studies to understand what's character. I don't want to dwell into what is character, but I'll give you 2 small episodes which talk of character. You must have heard the name Karambir Kang. That's character. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he's the batch of 95 of SIBM. Yeah. 95 batch. Now that's character. The other one I want to give you is closer home. My wife, also an MBA, gave up her career to bring up 2 of our beautiful daughters. 2 beautiful daughters she brought up, gave birth and brought them up into beautiful human beings. My younger daughter, who's now 18, is doing a bachelor's in business management at Christ College. She had appeared for SIBM, not SIBM, the Symbiosis BBA or BBM exam. But this young kid thought the exam would be easy, so she went on a holiday and came back and then went straight for the exam. And she missed her seat by a few marks. And I asked her, I said, Deepali, do you want me to talk to Dr. Majumdar? And she said, Pa, I didn't make it. So how can you talk to him for a seat for me? No way. If I had made it, only then I would have come and told you, talk to Dr. Majumdar, that I have made it. I think that's a test of character again. This young girl at 18 who taught me this. The next C is commitment. I think you need to have a commitment to yourselves, to your careers. What is commitment all about? It's about integrity, it's about wisdom. Integrity is telling you that what thou hast committed, thou shalt deliver. Wisdom is what thou cannot deliver, thou shalt not commit. As simple as that. Consistency. I think you need to be consistent in whatever you believe in. Actions, thoughts, words, leadership, in every which way. Collaboration. None of us are perfect. As a team, we could be perfect. Learn to work as a team. Learn to adjust. Learn to accommodate your neighbor. Learn to find out what your neighbor requires. Learn to find out what they require and what you can do for them. And the last but not the least is communication. I think it's so very important to understand that if you want to sell your ideas, like I tried to sell to Pankaj Gupta some time back, my communication failed me. So communication, I think, is very, very important. Whether it's marketing communications or it's sales communication or finance communication or simple communication of the heart. Thank you very much. God bless and welcome once again to SIBM.